My name's Dale Garland. I'm here as part of the Leicester Soundmap project. The project aims to survey the sounds of Leicester and discover something about Leicester's cultural identity in terms of sound, and also trying to find areas of natural tranquility and looking at the impact of noise pollution on ourselves and on the environment, on the wildlife in Leicester. I'm actually studying here at De Montfort University. I'm in my third year of a BA in music technology. In my second year I started doing research into acoustic ecology, which is where all this idea of the soundscape and how sounds affect the environment and our relationship to that. And it's from that research, it's also become a big part of my work. I'm a composer as well, and I use a lot of sounds from the environment and just try and explore the sounds. I'm fascinated by the sounds that are around us all the time. So there's so much out there that you can explore and find out just by opening your ears up and listening to what's going on around you.
Now, in terms of the work that you're putting into the Soundmap, what have you found out so far?
Well, yeah, there's problems finding out what is culturally distinct with Leicester. What sounds really stick out, because in a lot of ways it's just another city, and it's this urban environment. There's so much traffic, the planes around, and it's very noisy, and it's hard to find something that really sticks out and shows you what is individual and different about Leicester, like what's culturally important. There are the obvious things, like, I mean, if you might hear in the background, the cathedral bells, which were ringing the day the Queen came to visit. I've also found that Leicester Market in the city centre is a really important place, because it shows you a lot about the heart and the character of Leicestershire, and like the multiculturalism. There's lots of different things going on. There's some real activity there, and I think that's something that really needs to be preserved in Leicester. That the sounds of the market really show you something about what Leicester's about, and also trying to find places of tranquility in Leicester is quite difficult. There are some very nice. You can get some places which sound a lot nicer. If you move a little bit further out, you can start finding some of the moors and fields where the sound pollution dies off a little bit, but I've not been able to get away from the city sounds just yet. It's always constantly there in the background. So I'm hoping that as I explore a bit further, I mean, I think I've only been doing a project for about just over a month now. I'm hoping that over the next few months I'll be able to find some places which will let people just really escape and be able to, like, you know, escape the sounds of the city and the constant noise that you're bombarded with every day.
Why is it important to escape?
Well, there are some real important issues. I mean, it does affect our health, and the hearing problems have increased over the years recently, and it is to do with the increasing amount of noise that's around us. But also, people generally tend to escape by putting headphones on and going into their own little world, and you know, we're shutting ourselves off from the world outside and from each other by doing this. But also with younger people, this is damaging their hearing, because we constantly having music blasted into our ears. So it's good to be able to, like, take those earphones off and get away from the noise pollution. It's definitely good for your health. And also there is evidence that suggests that natural sounds, bird sounds like wind in the leaves and gently running water, are actually good for your health. They're soothing, they're relaxing, calming sounds. So if you can seek those sounds out and escape the noise pollution, then generally your health will be better. But there are also issues with the environment and with wildlife, because so much noise makes it difficult for wildlife they have to compete with that sound. You think about, like, mating calls; they're important for wildlife, and if there's too much noise, then they're not going to be able to mate properly. They'll go out of sync with each other. And there is actually some evidence suggesting that certain animals, like certain birds, are increasing the pitch of their song so that they can compete with the sounds that are around them. It's one of the reasons why I think birds actually manage to do okay. They still seem to be able to get on in the cities because their high-pitched sound can manage to pierce through the noise. But you know, it's important. It's important for wildlife, and it's important for us. You know, we need that wildlife there. But if birdsong is good for our health, and we're increasing noise pollution and making it harder for them to survive, then you know, where are we going to get that necessary sound from? And some sounds need conservation because there may be a point where they'll just disappear completely. There may be a certain species of bird that you'll never hear again, or all sorts of animals. And even with cultural sounds, it's important too, because if you don't preserve those cultural sounds, they go, and all we're left with is the generic, constant noise that we've already got, that we're already suffering with.
So when does sound become culturally significant, and when does it become noise?
Well, cultural significant sounds, they say something about the people in the area, and they say something specific about the area that it's in. It may be that like there's a certain kind of trade, like steel workers or something like that, you know, like that's very specific to that area that people are proud of, or like what's another example would be like a certain sort of horn, like a foghorn for a certain sort of boat in a certain area. Like it just tells you like you can only hear that sound there, so that's why it's culturally significant, because it's unique to the people of that place.
So how do you strike the balance? Where do you strike? Where is the balance?
Well, it's through awareness. Like once you can identify what these sounds are, what sounds stick out and what sounds need to be preserved, then that's how we find out. And that's what I'm hoping to do with the project in a lot of ways, is get people to start listening and having a go at recording, and then together we can start to tell each other what these sounds are, and make more effort to look out for them.
Thank you.